Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Daniel Bushes. I'm going to teach you today how to pull up and find contacts in your database that have not provided their first name for you. The reason why this has an advantage for you is that if you're sending out emails to your database and you don't have their first name, well, by default, Infusionsoft adds in friend. So wherever it has, contact.firstname, Infusionsoft, if there's nothing in that field, will write friend. That's making, as a sidebar here, that's making the assumption if you haven't customized your system for it to say something else. But for the most part, most people don't know how, or they don't customize their system to change out that copy, which you can, but most people don't. Okay, so going back to this, you can either A, use the strategy of I send out emails and I don't use first name, I just go right into it. And there's nothing wrong with that, that's fine. I do that quite often sometimes. Or you could go with the mindset that, I want my people in my list to feel a connection to me and I actually want to address them by their first name. And so by not having their first name, it says friend, it sounds kind of generic. So this is what this training is all about, is showing you how to find out people in your database that have not provided a first name for you. And so what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go to the Infusionsoft section of your CRM and click into your contacts and create a new search. Now I've already done that part, so you can see here on the screen that I have the search criteria for the database. And so I'm going to go over here to miscellaneous criteria, and I'm going to click on that. And this is really where all the power lives inside of Infusionsoft, by the way, whenever you're doing searches. This is kind of where all the cool stuff is. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't use this. And so I'm going to go over here and I'm going to scroll down, and you'll see that I'm going to find the area that says data exists. And I'm going to highlight that for you right there. And so data exists, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to choose first name. And then I'm going to choose doesn't have a value. And so what that's telling Infusionsoft to do is to search my entire database and search by everyone in the database for the first name field and pull up anyone who has not provided that information. So I'm going to go down here. I'm going to click on search. And you'll see here I've got 7 people. Oops, sorry about that. I zoomed the wrong way. I've got 7 people here that have not provided first name. And you'll see in the Infusionsoft search field it says no name. Now what I have the ability to do is I can either A, take a look at this, like this one right here looks like this came from me. And I tested it, and so this is actually a contact that I'm going to want to delete because no one has this email address. But for some of the other ones, these actually might be live people that still want to receive emails from me. And so what I might want to do is launch a campaign directly at them, addressing the fact that I don't have their first name. And so that's exactly what I'm going to do, is I'm going to shoot an email to them and say, hey, stranger, blah, 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 blah. And I will get into that part of the training a little bit later of how the campaign is actually going to launch. But what we can go ahead and do is identify these people that don't have a first name, and then we can either send out an email directly to all these people, we can tag them, we can do whatever we want. We can actually look into their contact records to see if we can figure out their first name and then put it into their contact record without emailing them. But the important part here is that we've identified how to be able to find people who have not provided their name and then market to them, knowing that we know that we don't have their first name, and then having a customized touch point to them, which is kind of nice. It says, hey, we're actually paying attention to you. You're not just a number in the system. So I hope that's helpful for you. Thanks so much.